The stock market's losing money. That's fun. I'm not really invested in the stock market. I don't really care what happens. I don't care. So, I don't want the economy to completely tank and people not being able to support me via Patreon/The Tim Dillon Show, which you all should be fucking on already because we're doing great work over there. Stop consuming everything for free. Have some pride. Take some pride. Support your local artist. Don't you love when you first get into comedy, you do these horrible shows in the backs of bars and like they make these flyers, these people, and most of these people are delusional psychopaths who should be taken out in the street and shot. And they're comedians, I'm on keto. It's like, we get it. And these people, they put on the flyer, like, support live comedy and support local art and support, it's like, what? It's just so funny, the idea of that. It's like, support live it's like, people do. They do support live comedy. They don't support you. They don't support you, and it's because there's nothing to support. There's nothing to support. Those shows should be done in front of people that are unlucky enough to be boozing their life away in that particular institution on that evening. That's what it is. If you're drunk and you're not home with your family, you might get somebody yelling into a microphone in your space. That's what it is. I performed in a lot of those bars on Long Island where people were just trying to throw their lives away. And I'm like, hold on, I'm trying to throw my life away. I want to ruin my life. And they're like, I'm here to ruin my life in the quiet, And it was just that tug of war of two groups of people, both wanting to completely sever their relationships with society, trying to figure out who. I've watched bars throw their entire business model was based on doing open mic comedy, and their regulars, the only people they're making money from, were like, what the fuck is going on? I just come here to drink. I come here because it's my local watering hole. It's a gin mill. It's a blood box. I come here, I come here to just fucking disassociate from my fucking life. And then I have to be inundated with a stream of psychopaths who've convinced themselves that they're following their dream. Is there anything more disgusting than when someone's bombing in a bar or something? They go, oh, and no one's listening to them, and no one should be. And they go, oh, it's all right, I'm just living my dream up here. Well, then you have a shitty dream. You have a shitty dream, and no one should respect your dream. Oh, it's just my dream up here. That's all. It's just my dream. That's your dream? To stand by a pool table in a bar and perform to 7 people because somebody told you in the cubicle next to you that you had something to say? You have nothing to say until the pandemic, where you will make no money unless you figure out something to say real quick and live stream it. I want to let you know that I'm going to go on DoorDash now and see where the Cheesecake Factory quesadilla order is. We live in Los Angeles. There's not a lot of good Mexican food in Los Angeles. So what we've done is ordered quesadillas from the Cheesecake Factory because they are very good. And a lot of the authentic Mexican in LA, some of it is good, but a lot of it is dog food. And I don't want to eat lizard meat. And, and the guacamole's never good. It's always creamy and it's not, And some Mexican here is great, but some of it is just enough already with it, and there's nothing wrong. A quesadilla, to me, feels American, except unless you go to that place that Dean Del Rey told me about in San Francisco in the Mission District. I forget the name of it. El Farolito. It's amazing. The best steak quesadilla in the United States of America at El Farolito, and it's nice, and you can eat it and then walk directly outside and watch a man pick off the rest of his face. There's nothing better than that. You could watch someone take a nice steaming shit right on the curb. San Francisco, So it's really, really, truly, it should be arriving in 13 minutes. But there was a great thread on Twitter about the Cheesecake Factory. It was a phenomenal thread that somebody wrote. It was just about the aesthetic of the Cheesecake Factory. See if you can find that. See, what's amazing about Ben is young Jamie, of course, would have had it up already because as soon as I mention it, he would start looking for it. But Ben, you have to look directly in his eyes and say to him in unbroken English, can you try to locate the thing I'm talking about now to make the show better? Because that might be interesting. Young Jamie, a crane of Rogan's neck or just the way Jamie would have it up already. But Ben, you have to say to Ben, like, Kent, hi, I'm the host. Can you pull it up? And
I was waiting for more info. You just said
waiting
a
for
thread
more
about
info.
the Cheesecake Factory.
I know. Why start typing in? I was very mysterious. I was very mysterious when I said a Twitter thread about the way the Cheesecake Factory looked, the aesthetics, which means the look of the Cheesecake Factory. Okay. It was very mysterious. How would you possibly know that I wanted you to look for a thread on Twitter about the Cheesecake Factory? I should have emailed you. I should have done show prep, which I refused to do because really, to be honest, fuck you people. We're heading into a pandemic, okay? I've been on shows where they do show prep. They're nightmares, okay? Can you read it?
Yeah, this person deleted their thread, so I have to find it on.
Are you serious?
Yeah, but I found it on Mashable, so let me see if I can piece it together.
I wonder if this is the I wonder what corner of the internet Ben found, like, because this, I don't know if this is clearly the thread that I'm talking about. Like, Ben has found some thread where some guy's like, I was sitting in the Cheesecake Factory and I started thinking about different cultures developed in different parts of the globe, and I'm like, no, that's not it. It's about the way it looks. But I think the argument is that the Cheesecake Factory is the most American restaurant in the country, which I think it is. I don't think that, other than McDonald's, I don't know if there's an argument that there's any other restaurant that is more emblematic of our failed experiment than a restaurant called the Cheesecake Factory. A factory that, I mean, it's just an amazing...
So the Cheesecake Factory essentially grew out of a Los Angeles bakery business. Then in 1992, they brought on hospitality designer Rick McCormack, and shit went off the rails. We're talking Victorian Egypt Rococo off the rails. I mean, check out this exterior. Greco-Roman cornices. Am I saying that right? Cornices? C-O-R-N-I?
Cornices, yeah, the things, yeah.
Okay. Seashells above the pseudo-arced doors, topped with a dome airlifted from fucking St. Basil's. The interior is a world of aesthetic chaos that feels like a mix between a Fry's Electronics, an overgrown Panera, and a laser tag arena. It's sensational. Palm trees sit aside 2000s chic glass lighting fixtures, French limestone floors, mosaics, fresco-like murals. Pseudo-Egyptian faces top columns with hybrid palm, frond, lotus blossom designs, and pseudo-hieroglyphics. It's unchecked white exoticism / Orientalism run amok with a huge budget. Some elements like the face's third eye and the Sauron-like sconces borderline on a cult flavor.
Yeah, it's really wild. Now, let me ask you a question. Can you read? Can you actually? That was a lot
of words.
It was a lot. It was uncomfortable for me to watch you go through that. This is because he went to a Christian school where the only word you learn how to spell is Jesus, and no, that was a good job. You did a good job. Listen, there's a lot of words in there. I get it. There's a lot of different words back to back over and over again. That's the problem. Word after word after word after word. But it is crazy. Like when you were sitting in a Cheesecake Factory, you're like, this doesn't even make sense. Yeah. You look around and it is this fucking wild. I mean, I used to go there and I would sit there with friends and it's such a big thing in Long Island. And you would sit there and you'd look around and you would just be like, what is this place? Do they have them in Texas?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, it's a mall. They're always in malls.
Yeah.
And they're always massive, and they have these just massive columns. It looks like you're eating in a set from Xena Warrior Princess, It's like you feel like you'd just be sitting there with a bunch of guys drinking jug wine, and then Xena would come in and just start fucking you up, except it's not Xena. It's a suburban real estate agent, and she's eating herb-crusted salmon, which isn't bad. With the lemon sauce, it's not bad. It's not great. Their mashed potatoes are good because they're filled with, they just inject them with, sugar and fat and butter. If you need, go get a potato and put a Marlboro Light in its mouth and watch that and then press play on your phone.